We are live. This is Travis from Carter Capital, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the forex market. I hope everybody's doing very well on this Wednesday evening. As we go through, we're going to end up taking a look at what ended up happening today based off of the FOMC news and the interest rate decisions and everything else. I do apologize for being late, but we will make sure that we end up getting as much as we can done in a short amount of time so everybody can be able to maximize their overall time and obviously be able to enjoy the night as we go through. So let's go ahead and go through it. I'm not a CTA, so I'm not going to tell you whether to buy or to sell. What I'm going to do is teach you education, and from the education, you can be able to make your own informed decision. And understand that trading involves risk. It involves risk of being able to make money. Also involves risk of being able to lose money. So please keep that in mind. And understand that past performance is not indicative of future results, which means that if you end up making money yesterday, it's not promised that you're going to end up making money today. With that being said, give me one quick second. Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody can be able to have the link and be able to go from there. I'm also going to end up doubling up on the screen so I can be able to see everybody that's basically hopping inside of the messages, and there we go. Everything going from there. Yes, this is live. What's going on, Moses? Hope everything's going well with you. If there's a pair that you would like to be able to take a look at, let's go ahead and place it inside of the chat box as we go from here. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, my name is Travis. I've been trading for the last 6 years. I've been on TradingView for the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 years, and quite frankly, been running the Trade with Travis sessions each and every morning and each and every evening. The mornings have been from 6:30 a.m. to 7, and then after that, the evening sessions have been from 9 to 10. So just getting everything else situated when it comes down to that. Always good being able to talk to everybody when it comes down to those sessions. Now, one other thing, if you are interested in being able to continue the conversation as we be able to go through this, if I provide any type of value for you, or if you would like to be able to join a community of traders that have your best interest at heart and trying to be able to make sure that everyone can be able to win when it comes down to those situations, consider being able to hop inside of our community Discord as well. All right, so all right, I'm going to jump through this real quick, and then after that, we'll go from there. I'm going to be honest, it's probably not going to be a pair that we're probably going to trade at this particular point, but we are going to take a look at the pairs that we end up getting into. All right, so interest rate decision ended up coming out. The interest rate has been raised up to 4%, which means that obviously we're trying to get a hold of what's happening with inflation. Jerome Powell actually ended up speaking a little bit later after that, and then after that, the market started to be able to move as well based off of that movement. But ultimately, it really wasn't that much of a huge movement after the first initial push. And I'm going to start off with the indexes because the indexes typically end up having the biggest push when it comes down to that movement. So news came out, market ended up pushing up to the upside first, end up hitting the past, basically end up turning that past triangle into a natural resistance, or where the market actually ended up falling off at, and then fell all the way down to the support level that we ended up talking about before, which was 10,000. Which was it? 10,980 when it came down to that movement. So, kind of interested in seeing how the market is going to end up reacting based off of that. But there's really no reason to kind of jump into anything as of yet. I do expect that the market will probably end up pushing to the upside, possibly may end up getting back up to the halfway point, and then after that, breaking a counter trend line break from there. So I'm saying right around 11,053, somewhere around there. If the market does push up, that will probably be the area where I would be interested in being able to sell. But made money off of it earlier during the morning, and from there, I didn't want to risk it in the evening based off of that. Even in red day, when silver was hard today, XPL went up. Then it happened. Um, yeah, I ended up talking about that earlier. I ended up seeing that it did go up. I actually ended up sending a message inside of the Discord. I was like, hey, I seen that it broke a counter trend line break, and I was like, okay, well, what's going to happen with the move? So I am going to look at that as well um, as we go through and kind of seeing what ended up happening with that movement. But Nas 100, there's nothing to be able to do. Let's go US 30 real quick. Let's see what's happening with that. And then after that, I'll probably be better off looking at Forex pairs tonight than indexes. Index pair, and this is my issue with being at school. This is one of my primary issues with being at school. This is a very good case for R4 trade, where the market basically pushes that back up to resistance. You place your stop loss at a point to where you can be able to get in and be able to look at the fall. The market from here basically ended up falling down almost 1,000 points. To be honest, it actually ended up falling down over 1,000 points when it came down to that movement. Fell all the way down to this natural support area in um, this large portion of this low volume node that was actually in here. Since then, the market basically ended up creating a little bit of a consolidation as well. Well, not consolidation, but the market is starting to be able to retrace from this overall movement. We talked about being able to place in orders at 32,500. I just never placed in a trade, unfortunately. I just did not. And I wish I would have. Obviously, we're talking about over 500 points of overall movement, but just didn't happen. If you did, because I know we ended up talking about it, then congratulations when it came down to that. But personally, I didn't. Um, I had too much other stuff that I was just looking at, unfortunately. Um, let's see. Um, so nothing to do on US 30. Like I said, I'll probably be better off taking a look at Forex pairs right now. And that's what we'll do. This session's going to end up being relatively quick. Um, I don't think it'll probably be in our best interest to actually look at a trade and actually being able to enter it at this particular point. All right, so oil. We end up getting into oil 2 days ago. I'm still in the oil right now based off of those pairs. Market ended up pushing above 90, which was good. From a daily perspective, we see that the market is, um, let's see, the market is steadily moving up to the upside. I still think that we have pretty much a good chance of being able to see that the market could continue to keep on rising just based off of how the market typically moves in October, November, December, and all the way up to May. I mean, all the way up to March when it comes down to that movement. I am still in my move from 86.80. I'm looking to be able to add on. I actually ended up taking off a little bit of that move earlier when the market gave us that little bit of a counter trend line break to the downside. Um, it kind of pushed up right before the news actually ended up coming out on the hourly. What time was that? That was right around 10 o'clock when we ended up talking about it. Um, so I'm still in only one pair at this particular point in time. Just the entry that was at 86 or 86.83. I'm still on that entry. Just wait and kind of see how the market's going to end up reacting. I'm looking for a counter trend line break to be able to get in. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but looking for a counter trend line break to be able to get in. That'll be the area where I'll be interested in being able to make a move from. If that does happen, if we do get a counter trend line break at this particular point, it'll be right around 89.30. Stop loss will end up being below the swing low when it comes down to that point, which would be right around 87.60. Okay, so if you do get that move, that'll be the thing that I'll be looking at considering for us being able to get in. Currently, right now, there's really no pair to be able to get in at this point on this one. So we'll just kind of wait up. United States dollar index. United States dollar index. Um, End up doing a few things. Um, I talked about this earlier during the morning session. I said that I really like what I ended up saying because it kind of built out a consolidation point when it fell back down. Since then, the market has broken past the small consolidation area to the upside. We have a breakout looking for a retest. The market finally ended up pushing above 13,411, or basically ended up retesting 13,411. So now um, we can finally start considering if we want to be able to sell this overall and see if this market is going to move to the downside. Now, if the market moves to the downside on the United States dollar, then the indexes are going to continue to move up. With the indexes moving down, that meant that obviously the dollar was going to continue to get stronger. So if that's going to end up being the case, we talked about this large consolidation block that has been playing itself out. If it breaks above 13,411, then it's going to go to 13,556. Um, but right now, because we're in the middle of consolidation, there's really nothing to be able to do on this pair right now. Okay. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Just not feeling it today. I've been renovating my garage pretty much all morning, been well all day, and pretty much all week. Uh, just got done staining a lot of wood and trying to put all that stuff up, and uh, just just not feeling it. Gold is in consolidation, really nothing to be able to do. I'm not even gonna go with that chart and pay attention to it. Let's go back to US yen. So US yen, where are we at? We end up taking a trade on at 148.13 a while ago. Um, and since then, the market, we talked about being able to see if the market was going to respect this counter trend line break, and if it was, then we'll look at being able to get in. Currently, right now, the hourly is in the sell zone. We take a look at the daily. The daily is getting, I mean, the weekly is in the sell zone as well. We take a look at what's happening with the daily. The daily is a little bit more in the buy zone as a whole, but I think that the market is almost ready to be able to truly make this movement to the downside. Um, from a hourly perspective, it is in the sell zone. We end up having a strong push to the downside, and then after that, started push back up. So that means that, in my personal opinion, I think that there are a lot of people that are looking at being able to fight and trying to see if this market is going to particularly fall, including me. I do think that the market is going to end up falling, but there really hasn't been a stronghold or basically a confirmation that the market is truly ready to be able to break down to the downside. That's even with the news that end up coming out. So until the market actually ends up breaking that blue line to the downside and holding a candlestick below, it's kind of hard for me to be able to say that I want to be able to stay in on a trade when it comes down to this movement. Um, but ultimately, I do like what I see. I think that the Japanese yen is going to end up um, remain to be strong just based off of retracements. Question is, based off of this, if we're going to get in, where will we get in? Um, And to be honest, I would kind of want to be able to wait just a little bit before being able to make a decision on what's going to happen with that. But my stop loss would be above the swing high. Stop loss now will have to be above this overall high of 149. Okay. Um, Euro, United States dollar, and then after that, pound, United States dollar. We're closed out on those two. Hey, work sucks, but you need the bucks. So yeah, I understand that. Brian said, "Wonderful Green Day." There we go. There we go. You caught that 500 point drop. I'm guessing you caught it right at support. Nice. I didn't trade it. I didn't trade it. I caught it. I caught it this morning, and we had meetings all day. I'm trying to get my students prepared for certifications. I couldn't do anything, unfortunately. Um, let's see. Euro United States. Uh, okay, so we've seen a channel. Channel ended up finally breaking to the upside. From there, we had a breakout, and we finally ended up having a retest. That retest broke to the downside. Because the retest broke to the downside, there's really no move to work off the pound United States because the market could continue to keep on moving to the downside. So I'm going to stay away from that one. Um, it was an 800 point drop today. Yeah, it was a 1,000 point drop on US 30. I don't know what it was on Nas 100, but I'm pretty sure that number makes sense. Um, Pound United States dollar. Weekly is getting close to the sell zone. We see the market starting to push back up. We know that the trend is bearish, but we are in a retracement and we're past the 382. So, with that being said, there's really no trade on this one yet. Yeah, there's no trade to be able to take advantage of, unfortunately. We'll stay away from that one as well. Everybody, is there what? Hold on, let me take a look at XPF. I want to take a look at XPF and see what happened based off of that one. So I got excited. To be honest, Steve, I'm going to be honest. I got excited for you when I was taking a look at this. I was like, I got the alert. The thing broke the counter trend line break to the upside. It got above 695, and then after that, since then the market has fell right back down. So we'll see how the market kind of reacts, but there's really nothing. There's really nothing to be able to do at this particular point. We're going to end up waiting on this one as well. Duh, 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 duh. Do see this though. About note, consolidation. It's right here. Got to break out of that position to the downside. It's been one, two, three, 4 strong days of consolidation. We'll see how the market kind of reacts off of that. I believe that the market, if it does fall down, it could fall down back to 633. If it does fall down to 633, because we have seen that the market has held support there, there'll be an area for us being able to get in to see if the market's going to push back up in the long term. The market breaks above 694, I would say stay in at 694 and see the market kind of push from there. Got it. So there we go. We'll see if this one kind of moves from there. I have another one, CENN, another EV company out of New Zealand. Let's take a look at it. And uh, we'll close out on that one. Okay, so answer this question. It's an EV company, but what do they specialize in? Because this is a penny stock at this particular point, which makes it interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Oh, this was literally at, wow. Okay, so give me some news about this. Before I even start considering anything, why did we have a big push one week that ended up going from 2,300 all the way up to 1,600, and then after that fell, and then since then it's only at a penny. Give me Steve. Give me the news on this one. Do you do any one-on-one? Yes, I specialize in one-on-one. That's exactly what I end up doing. Obviously, we do the live sessions to be able to help out everybody else like that. We have a Discord to be able to help out the community for us being able to go from and do everything and being able to get people to learn what to be able to do. But from a one-on-one session, that's what I specialize in, Stevenson. So do me a favor, send me a private message, and we can be able to set up a time to be able to make everything work. Uh, Cars Vans used to be a company called Naked, bought this electric car company. Did they buy it and then did they just dissolve everything? It's kind of. I'm not saying that it's not hard to be able to take it seriously, because I mean, obviously we can be able to take a look at it, but to see this thing go to 16,000 to one, um, eh, it's kind of wild. It kind of reminds me of being able to take a look at some altcoins that end up making moves. Uh, huh. I would have to do more. I have to do more information on this one before I can truly give an opinion. I don't want to sit up there and jump off the ledge because I don't know anything about it. Obviously, we looked at XPF. XPF has a little bit more of a foothold compared to what's going on with CNN. But I would like to learn a little bit more about it before I end up making any type of decision on it. They did a reverse split. It dropped under one. I guess today leaked some news about the fuel sales. Yeah, I can see that happening as well. Yeah, I got to do some more. I got to do some more research on this before I can be able to jump out and just say what I say on this one. I'm going to call it today. Steven, so make sure you end up sending me a message. Obviously, we end up talking. We end up going from there. If you like what I end up doing, please make sure that you end up clicking on the boost button. Obviously, we'll do this again. We'll do this again in the morning, and hopefully, we can be able to be able to get a little bit more clarification about what's happening with this. Um, but like always, make sure that you end up planning your trade your plan. I'll see each and every one of y'all in the morning. All right, take it easy.